Hello viewers, today we are coming to look at the history and the backbone of Ghana music. In the 50s, music in Ghana has been rising up from day to day, day to day, day to day. Let's look at the history of Ghana music. The reason why we want to look at the history of Ghana music is Ghana music and Ghana movie industry. I think they are not moving together. The music is running higher, the music is running at a speed, the music is running at a go, but you don't hear much on Ghana movie industry. Why? Let's look at the history of Ghana music. Then after that we will find out why Ghana movie is not moving same as Ghana music. In 1950s, that was HighLife, a musical genre. So when we look at Ghana music stands still with HighLife. HighLife is a pure product of Ghana music. In 1950s, HighLife, a musical genre that originated in Ghana, Sierra Leone and Nigeria, fused African rhythms with Western music, the sound of which there were a few variations, generally combined multiple guitar rhythms with a brass band backing as well as various percussion instruments. Its, its roots can be traced back to the 1880s to the music of marching bands and sailors' palm wine groups. The term "highlife", which was coined in the 1920s, is thought to be a reference to parties by the European upper class. Local bands played the musical accompaniment to the lavish event to which people aspired. Two main forms of highlife had emerged by the middle of the 20th century. Dance orchestra played at the parties of the elite, while poor, rural musicians played a guitar-oriented version of the music. Wow, wow. The guitar-based class of music rose to prominence in the 1950s and became associated with a pre-independent sound as it came to incorporate elements of swing, jazz, and Cuban rhythms with the emerging guitar class of West Africa. During World War II, swing was introduced by UK and US servicemen based in Ghana, giving way to smaller highlife bands. Describing this melting pot of sounds, Professor John Collins, a musicologist at the University of Ghana, wrote, by combining so-called highlife class music with local street tunes, a totally different type of music was born, the highlife we know today. So this was how highlife was originated. In 1960s, that was the early year of Ghanaian independence, the popularity of highlife was maintained. A number of Jetai highlife outfits formed following the success of the temples, including Nana Padu and his band and African brothers A.B. Crenshaw. Oh, these are the great men, these are the legends. So look at 1960s. These legends were in the hood or in the industry doing creating something. Today we see them as legends. Look at what they have done and look at their craft. Have you heard of Nana Padu, A.B. Crenshaw, the likes of African brothers? They have made something huge for Ghana. A.T. Mensah continued to perform as did other high-life bands such as Ramblers International and the professional Uhuru Dance Band. The rise of Congolese music in the 1960s resulted in a decline in the popularity of the genre. President Kwame Nkrumah, who led Ghana into independence, was overthrown by a military coup in 1966. So I think this also get effect on Ghana music during that time. So let's look at the effect and look at what happened. The upheaval saw many Ghanaian musicians that had flourished in the 1960s immigrating. Many moved to the US, UK, Nigeria, and Germany, among other countries. By the start of 1970s, highlife had been overtaken by pop music and electric guitar bands. The music produced by African Americans began to exert a heightened influence over Ghanaian music. In 1971, a musical festival called Soul to Soul was held in Accra, featuring performances from a number of US artists, such as Wilson Pickett, as well as Ike Tina Turner. Subsequently, US-inspired musicians such as Ashanti Brothers and City Boys rose to prominence. Wow. Afro-pop band Osibisa became the country's biggest export. That was after the overthrow, that was after the coup of 1960s. 19 no, that was the overthrow of Nkrumah. 66 coming to the 70s. So looking at the effect that rise on Ghana music, I think it wasn't bad. Some get the opportunity and the and chance to move out from the country, and also outsiders came in to fuse their culture through the music. So let's look at Afropop. Afropop band, that was what Osibisa was doing. Afropop band Osibisa became the country's biggest export. The band, whose name means crisscross rhythms, that translates with happiness, was formed in London in 1969 by 3 Ghanaian musicians and the same number of Caribbean artists. The Ghanaian band members were HighLife artists in Accra before moving to London after Nkrumah regime was overthrown. Wow. The Ghanaian band members were HighLife artists in Accra before moving to London after Nkrumah regimes was overthrown. Wow. Let's look at the 80s. Political instability and economic downturn prompted a surge in religious activities in Ghana. Music, resource, and artists shifted from nightclubs to churches. That was when churches also take over. They took over Ghana music. So, how should I say it? Let's take the music to the church. Yes, gospel music became increasingly popular with the Genesis Gospel Singers, the most popular band of the decade. The gospel cassette market flourished and developed into a sector which continued to play a significant role in the nation's pop music scene to this day. Reggae also grew steadily more popular during this decade. That was in the 80s, 1980s. That was where reggae also fused in Ghana music. Wow, wow, that's nice. So during this decade, prompting some HighLife acts to cross over. HighLife did not disappear during this decade, with many acts such as Daddy Lumba remaining popular, and he is still popular. Daddy, I salute. Meanwhile, the heightened interest in world music in the UK and US saw the focus of Ghanaian music spread away from Africa. Music of this was due to Ghanaian musicians immigrating in large numbers. HighLife International was probably the most influential band produced by the country in the 80s. Upon gospel taking music to the church, still HighLife was doing something. HighLife is the backbone of Ghana music, aside or beside the new HighLife is the bone of Ghana music. The Ghanaian German community created a form of HighLife called Burger HighLife. See what the immigrants, see what they are doing. This sound, which used synthesizers and drum machine beat instead of the percussion instrument traditionally used in HighLife, became extremely popular in Ghana. In 90s, wow, HighLife became massively popular in the capital, Accra, and was pioneered by Ghanaian-born US-raised rapper Reggie Rockstone. Awache killer. That Awache. Wow. Boss, well done. We give you your respect. That was when HighLife. So look at HighLife. HighLife was something different, but it came in the 90s. So before then, in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, HighLife was taking over. HighLife was leading. So all this music came in the late. The reggae, the gospel, and HighLife. So Reggie Rockstone came to take over the music. The creation of the musical hybrid showed the increasing influence of African American culture on Ghana's youth. Rockstone, known as the godfather of HighLife, was born in Britain but developed his music in the US before returning to Accra. He was the first Ghanaian artist to rap in his native language, Cree, as spoken by the Ashanti people of the country. He has cited this as one of the main reasons behind his success. In a BBC interview, Rockstone said, I came home, and in the clubs, all the kids were listening to rap from New York or LA, Snoop, Busta Rhymes, all of them, but not necessarily understanding what they are saying. The 90s saw the HighLife scene grow, and Other acts follow such as VIP, Vision Progress, and Obrafour, the Executioner, who is probably Ghana's most successful rapper alongside Rockstone. Obrafour holds Sarkodie's hand in the music industry. Obrafour gave the crown to Sarkodie, and Sarkodie used to respect that. So these are the legends who have been in the industry. These are the legends who have been in the industry to position it well. Look at their brands. That's not bad. And up to date, it's still not bad. They have done the work. They spoiled the flow. They spoiled the space. They diluted everything. Meanwhile, the popularity of Caribbean music led to emergence of a new genre called rag life. That's where rag life also came in. This sound fused raga and reggae with hip life. The star of Ghana's rag life scene is a multi-award winning artist called Samini. Samini also came in with a new thing. He created something. He was doing music.
Welcome to Legends World.